In today's video, we're going to be creating this interactive retail sales analysis dashboard in Tableau. I already have Tableau open, so you can go ahead and do that. So I'm just going to go ahead and load my data. So we're going to be using a CSV format, and we're just going to go to text file, and I'm just going to open it. Select that, and I'm going to open it. The link to this particular data set is going to be in the description below. So we have our receipt ID, purchase date, store name, city, state, region, customer segment, category, subcategory, quantity, unit price, sales, discount, profit, payment method, so on and so forth. And yeah, that is our entire data set. Not much to it. It's just a typical sales data set. So let's go to sheet 1 so we can start creating our KPIs. The first KPI is going to be total sales. So I want to see how much sales we had in the entirety of this entire data set. So I'm just going to rename this sheet to total sales. Next, we're going to just go over to sales, and I'm going to drag it to text like that, and that's it. So let's change the view to entire view. Now let's start with this title. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to change this to Tableau, semi-bold, size is going to be 9, and color is going to be white. Change the alignment to center, click on OK. Now you'll be able to see it, but when we format this area, you'll be able to see it very soon. So let's right click this area, format, go to shading, worksheets, and I'm going to select more colors. I'm going to use this color. It's going to be 252628, like this. So now when you click on it, you can see. So let's format this text. So go over to text, select the three dots, and now select the entire thing. Change this to Tableau semi-bold, and we're going to change the size to 18. Make the color white, and we're going to click on OK. Now I'll be able to see this. Let's still let's change the alignment. Go to horizontal, change it to center, and go to vertical, change it to middle as well. Now right click this, and we're going to right click and then format. Go to numbers, and we're going to use currency, and I'm just going to reduce this to 0 decimal places, and I'm going to change the prefix to dollars. And yeah, that's it. This is the total sales for this particular data set. Let's move on to the next KPI, which is total profit. So once again, create a new sheet, and I'm going to name this total profits. Next, we're just going to grab profits and then add it to text, and that's it. So the profits for this particular data set is $194,000. So let's change the view to entire view. Now select the title, double click on it, and we're going to select the entire sheet name, and we're going to change this to the font to Tableau semi-bold. Size is going to be 9, the color is going to be white, and alignment is also going to be center, and we're just going to click on OK. Now right click on this area, format, go to shading, worksheets, and we're going to use that dark color. Now go over to text, select this three dots, select the entire thing, change the font to Tableau semi-bold, change the size to 18, color is going to be white, click on OK. Now go to alignment, change the horizontal alignment to center, and change the vertical alignment to middle. And then finally, let's right click on this, go to format, go to numbers, and we're going to select currency custom, reduce the decimal places to 0, and I'm going to change the prefix to dollars. And yeah, that's it for this particular KPI. Let's now move on to our third and final KPI for this particular tutorial. So once again, create a new sheet, and I'm just going to rename this total quantity. So we want to look at the total quantity of items in this particular data set, like that. So we're just going to go to quantity and bring quantity to text. So we have 2,697 recorded items in this particular data set. Let's change this to entire view. Let's start with this title. So go ahead and double click it, select the entire thing, and we're going to make it Tableau semi-bold as the font. Size is going to be 9. Change the color of the text to white and align it to center. Click on OK. Right click on this area, format, go to shading, worksheets, and we're going to use this dark color again. Now go over to text, select the three dots, select the entire thing, change the font to Tableau semi-bold. Size is going to be 18. Color of the text is going to be white, and we're just going to click on OK. Go to alignment, make this center, and finally make it middle as well. And that's it. We are done with this KPI. Now we can go on to our other visuals. Let's go ahead and create a new sheet. So I'm just going to create a new worksheet, and we're going to rename this sales by state. Now we're just going to grab states. Let me just grab just the states, and we're going to put that in columns, and we're going to grab sales, and we're going to put that in rows. Next, let's sort descending like this and change the view to entire view. So we see that Florida has the highest sales, then we have Massachusetts, I'm not even if I'm saying that right, and then we have the other states. The lowest is Georgia. I'm just going to leave all of them like that. So let's format our chart area. So let's start with this. I'm going to change this to Tableau semi-bold, make the size of the font 9, and we're going to change the color of the font to white, align center, click on OK. We can't see the title for now, but we'll change the shading of our worksheet. So I'm just going to right click this, hide field label for columns, right click here, edit access, and I'm just going to clear sales, and I'm going to close this. Going to right click here, format, let's go to shading, and I'm going to go to worksheets, and we're going to change the shading to that dark almost black color we've been using. Next, let's go to lines and go to grid lines, select none. Now I'm just going to right click over here, format, let's change the font size to 8. Let's change the color of the text to white. Let's just change this to dollars. So I'm going to make this currency custom, reduce the decimal places to 0, display units to be thousands, and I'm going to change the prefix to dollars. Now it won't be as accurate when you hover over it, because it's going to give an estimate, but we have limited real estate in our dashboard, so that's why I'm going for this, to just keep everything nice and tidy. But in practice, I'll just say leave it in its default state, or just put currency standard so that you can see the exact numbers. So, or you could even add the numbers on top of the bars. Let me go over here. Now we can change this one to, let's change the size of the font to 8, and I'm going to change the color to white. Finally, let's change the color of the bars. I'm just going to go to color, go to more colors, and I'm just going to type the code for this particular one, which is D29F22, like that, and we have this. So this is the total sales by state. Let's move on to the next visual, which is going to be product profits by product category. So first things first, of course, we're going to have category in columns, and we're going to grab profit, and we're going to put that in rows. That's it. So let's sort descending, and we'll change the view to entire view. So we have clothing with the highest profits, then groceries, home and kitchen, and finally we have electronics. Yeah. So double click on title and change the font to Tableau semi-bold. Make the size 9, change the color of the font to white, and finally align it to center. Click on OK. Right click on category and hide field label for columns, and over here right click, edit axis, and we're just going to clear profits like that, and I'm just going to close this dialog. Now right click on this sheet and we're going to format. Let's go to shading, and we're going to change shading to our dark background, and let's go to lines. Grid lines is none. Now let's work on this. Format this, change the size of the font to 8, color is going to be white. Let's change the format of the numbers to currency custom, reduce the decimal places to 0, and we're also going to change the display units to thousands, and also change the prefix to dollars. Next is going to be here, change the font size to 8, and color is going to be white. Finally, let's change the color of the bars. Go to color, and we're just going to select this really rich gold color, and that's it for this chart. Let's move on to the next one, and I'm just going to create a new worksheet, and this is going to be sales by category and subcategory. Like that. So we're going to grab category, have that in rows, and we're going to grab sales and put that in column. Let's sort descending, and we're going to make this entire view. Next, let's use subcategory as our color so we can kind of filter things out as we look at it. So I'm going to just come over here and then add subcategory to color. So now we'll have a chart that looks like this. I want to keep things simple, so we'll use only 2 colors. I'm just going to hide card, so whenever a person hover over each section, you'll be able to see what it is, but we just want to have this sort of monochrome effect where we just have 2 colors in our chart, and we're going to do that as we format the entire chart area. So let's start from our title. So double click on this, and we're going to change the font to Tableau semi-bold. The size is going to be 9, color is going to be white, alignment is going to be center, and then OK. Right click on category, hide field labels for rows, and we're going to come over here and we're going to edit axis, and I'm just going to clear this, and I'm just going to close this as well. Let's right click on our sheets and we're going to format. Let's go to shading. We're going to change the color of the worksheet to that dark background, and go to line, go to grid lines, select none. Next, let's format this text, and we'll change the size of the font to 8, color is going to be white. Same here, going to change the color, the size of the font to 8, color is going to be white, and we're going to change the numbers to currency custom, decimal places will be 0, display units will be thousands, and we're going to change the prefix to dollars. Now let's change the colors for this chart. So we'll just go over to color, and we're going to edit colors. So I'm going to go to accessories, and here I'm going to just do something. Instead of going back and forth and then writing the codes, I already have them here, so you can just go ahead and save it here. So what you do is select one of these numbers. If you put the hex code add to custom colors, it will change one of the numbers, one of the colors, but I already have it here, and that's what I'm going to be using. So for accessories, we're going to use this gold color. I'm just going to click on OK, and Appliances is going to be this really dark maroon color, and I'm going to click on OK. Dairy is going to be the maroon color, and the core is going to be the gold color. Next is going to be fruits. It's going to be gold also, and furniture is going to be maroon. Then kids is going to be gold. Then men is going to be maroon. Next is phones, and that's going to be gold. Then we have snacks, maroon. And then we have utensils, which is going to be gold. Vegetables going to be gold as well, and women is going to also be gold. So I'm just going to give you a moment to look at it. These are the colors I'm going for, so it will have this checkered effect when I apply it. But yeah, that's how it's going to look like. So I'm just going to apply and then click on OK, and this is what our chart looks like. So sales by category and subcategory. Once again, in real time, when you are creating your chart, if your dashboard has more space or you are not working with so little space, you can change the numbers, how the numbers are displayed, so you won't just see an estimate where it's rounding up to the nearest thousand, so you can get even a better picture of your entire chart. But yeah, this is the breakdown of sales by category and subcategory. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be sales trend. So we'll create another sheet, and I'm just going to name this sales trend. Let's grab the purchase date, and I'm just going to add that in columns, and I'm going to come over here, and we're going to use this bottom option of month, so we'll have month and year since it's going across 2 years. I'm just going to click on that. Next, we're going to just go to sales, and we're going to add sales to rows, and this is what we have. So let's start with this. I'm going to select the entire title, change the font to Tableau semi bold, and the size is going to be 9, color is going to be white, and alignment is going to be center. Click on OK. Right click on the sheets, and we're going to format. Go to shading, change the color of the worksheet to that our dark color, and we're going to go to lines, grid lines, and we're going to set it to none. Next, we're going to right click here, and let's just edit axis first, clear sales, and I'm just going to close this, and I'm going to select this. We're going to edit the axis again, and we're going to clear this also. So we'll just have the purchase, the amount, and the date. So let's right click, and we're going to format, go to font, size is going to be 8, color is going to be white. Let's format the numbers, and we're going to make a currency custom, reduce the decimal places to 0, display units, make it thousands, and I'm going to make the prefix dollars. Come over to this side, we're going to change the size of the font to 8, color is also going to be white. Finally, let's change the color to that gold color, and that's it. You can see our sales trend from June 2024 to June 2025. I think we have the lowest sales at June 2025, and the highest is at June 2024. And that's it. We can move on to the next one. Let's move on to the next chart, which is going to be sales performance by store. So I'm just going to make this store wise sales performance. Now I'm just going to grab the store, and we're going to put store name in columns, and we're going to put sales in rows. Let's sort descending like this, and then change it to entire view. So Urban Mart does the best, followed by shop is, then metro store, quick buy, and then finally value hub. So let's format our chart. I'm just going to double click this. Let's select the title and we're going to change the font to Tableau semi bold. Next, we're going to change the size to 9, the color to white, and we're going to make the alignment center. Click on OK. Now I'm just going to right click here and I'm going to hide field labels for columns, and over here right click here, edit axis, and we're just going to clear sales here, and I'm just going to close this dialog. Now right click on the chart area, select format, go to shading and change the shading to that dark color. Next we're going to go to lines and we're going to select grid lines and we're going to select none. Now go over to this axis, let's format it, change the size of the font to 8 and then the color to white. Next, go over to numbers and we're going to make it currency custom. Reduce the decimal places to 0, make the display units thousands, and we're going to make the prefix dollars. Now let's move over to this axis. Let's go to the font, reduce the size of the font to 8 and change the color to white. Finally, let's change the color of our bars. So go over to color and just select that good color. And yeah, that's it. We are done with the store-wise sales performance. Let's now create the final chart, which is sales by customer segment. So we're just going to create a new worksheet and I'm going to rename this sales by customer segment. And we're going to start with customer segments and columns, and we're going to put sales in rows. So I'm just going to go over to show me and we're going to use a simple pie chart. So I'm going to hide this card. Also going to hide this card. Now let's select this and we're going to make it entire view. So let's start with this title and format it. I'm going to double click that and I'm just going to change the font to Tableau semi bold. Size is going to be 9, the color is going to be white, and we're going to center it. Click on OK. Next, let's add some details first and then we'll change the colors. So I want us to see what we're looking at, because now we just have a pie chart. Well, if you hover over it, you see what you're looking at, but we want to be able to see it at a glance. So I'm just going to grab customer segments and add that to label, and I'm going to also add sales again to label, so that again we can see what's going on in our data set, so we can see the sales distribution for each segment. So now let's change the colors. So I'm just going to go over to colors, edit color, and let's start with consumer. So for consumer, let's use the gold color and I'm just going to click on OK. For corporate, I'm going to use this maroon color, click on OK. For this one, we're going to use a color, we'll just introduce a new color, and I'm going to use this color, which is 1FA2A3, like that. Apply and OK. And yeah, we have this particular chart, but maybe we can just format this to be in currency format instead of just having it as a regular number. So I'm just going to go over to label. You can either go here or come here. So let's just use it. So we're using this, so I'm going to right click there and I'm going to go to format. For numbers, I'm just going to use currency custom, reduce the decimal places to 0, and display units, let's make it thousands, and prefix is going to be dollars. And yeah, that's it for this. I'll just change the shading for the entire area. So I'm just going to format, go to shading, worksheets, and we're going to use our dark gray color. And yeah, that's it for this particular chart, and we're done with all our visualizations. Now we can go ahead and build our dashboard. So come over here and we'll just create a new dashboard. So for the size, we're going to change this to fixed size, and we're going to use 1200 by 800 as the size of our dashboard. Okay, so next I'm going to come over here where it says dashboard format and dashboard shading. I'm going to use the same gray color, dark gray color we've been using, almost black color we've been using for our this is basically a charcoal black. And I'm just going to close this. Now we're going to start with an image. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to drop this here. Next we're going to choose an image. So this particular image is going to be part of the repository that has your data set for this particular tutorial. So all you need to do is just download it, save it in your PC, and just locate wherever it is. And I'm just going to select fit image, center image, and I'm going to click on OK, and this is the background for our dashboard. Now this time select floating, and we're going to bring in a text. So the text is going to be retail performance dashboard, and I'm just going to select the entire thing, and we're going to change the font to Tableau semi-bold. Size is going to be 22, color white, and we're going to align it to the center. Click on OK, and I'm just going to increase the length of this entire text so that it will fit around where we want it to be. So I'm just going to move it, resize it. So now I'm using my arrow keys to just kind of guide me. I know that it won't be perfect, but it's fine. So we have our title. Now let's go on to our KPIs. So we have total sales. I'm just going to bring that here, and I'm going to reduce it. If you find it hard to fit, you can remove the shading for the entire area, that's for the sheet. However, if you do that, you won't be able to see anything, where the digits will essentially disappear because the background, there will be no shading for the background, and when there's no shading, it just shows up as white, and the text is white as well. So if you had to see the sheet, it will look empty. So maybe don't do that. Just try to fix it. Just kind of place it as best as you can so that it won't overlap with the edges of this other the image behind it. Let's go on to the next one, which is total profit, and I'm just going to bring that here, reduce it, and we're going to just kind of reduce it and try and fit it as best as we can, like this. Final KPI is total quantity, and I'm just going to bring that here, and I'm also going to reduce it. And we have, let me reduce this a bit. Yeah, so I've done my best to place everything where it's supposed to be. So we have our KPIs. Now we can go to our charts. First one is going to be sales by states, which is going to go over here, and I'm just going to reshape and resize it so they fit. So we have this issue where the states are there, but they are so shortened that we can't even see anything. So we'll just change the alignment. I'm just going to right click and go to format. So I'm going to go to alignment, and I'm going to change it to this. So we still won't be able to see most of the states, but at least it's better than what we had before. So now we have we can see most of the states. Let me just leave it like this. You can increase it if you want, but I want us to see at least some parts of the bars. At least I don't want to shorten the bars anymore, but we're dealing with limited space, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Next, let's go to the next chart, which is profits by product category. And once again, just resize it so that it will fit on the background like that. And I'm just going to leave it like this, maybe increase it so that okay, now we can see home and kitchen better. But if you want to change the alignment you can, but I'll just leave it like that. Next is going to be sales by product category and subcategory like this. And I'm going to use my arrow key to kind of move things around. Just select this. If you want, maybe we could let's say move this a little bit so that we can see a bit more of the bars. Now kitchen is kind of cut off, or let me, you know what, I'm going to even do it more. It's already cut off. Let me just increase it a bit more so we can see the bars more, but you can do it however you want. So let's go on to the next one, which is the sales trend here, and I'm going to move this and resize this so we have something like this. Now you'll notice in these dates we just have 3 dates. We can maybe shorten this a bit more so we can see more dates, but it really won't make much of a difference. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to right click and then I'm going to go to format. So for the dates we have the month and year. So I'm going to go to custom and I'll just write 3 times, and you can see, but it's not the same year, so I'm going to add Y 4 times. So now we'll be able to see just 4 different dates. So like I said, there wasn't much difference, but at least there's one more date visible. But again, it's just because there's limited space and it's trying to just display as much as it can. So I'm going to go to the next chart, which is store wise performance, and I'm going to reduce this, and I'm just going to also kind of, I think I noticed that part of this one, again you can remove the shading if you want. I'm just going to do this. So once again we can barely see the store names. Maybe we can change the alignment, so I'm just going to right click, go to format, alignment, and we'll change it to this direction, and we'll be able to see more of the store names, not completely for most of them. We can only see Urban Mart and Metro Store. The rest are still cut off, but hey, it's better than nothing. And the final one is going to be sales by customer segments. I'm just going to reduce this and reduce this till we have this, and I'm just going to look at it. Okay, it looks fine. So once again, if you are not sure where you place it, you can remove the shading, but the problem is if you do that, if you go to the actual sheet, you won't be able to see anything because all the text is white. So now let's add a filter. Let's say we want to filter by state. So I'm going to select this chart and I'm going to use it as a filter. So let's select Florida, and now we can see the breakdown of all these metrics, including the KPIs for Florida. So we have total sales $154,000 is the total sale. Total profit is $20,000. Quantity is 281, and we can also see the breakdown of profit by category, and you can see this one has changed. We can also see this breakdown, and we can also see the sales trend. Let's try different states. Let's say Illinois. So that's it. Let's try different states this time. Washington. Let's try Georgia, and this is what Georgia looks like. So I'm just going to click. If you want to add a different let me say you want to filter by product category, we can make that a filter, and I'm going to select this, and whenever we do this you can exclude this one if you want, but I'm just going to quickly run through this. So, and finally, let me say we want to even look at it by store, make this a filter as well, and now we can see the performance by store. And let's look at value hub. and you can see the breakdown of all the KPIs for all the metrics. But yeah, that's it. We have come to the end of this tutorial and this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.